Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Vapid Executioner, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. And you may be saying to yourself, wait a minute, Brandon, there is no such vehicle in GTA Online. And you're right, there isn't, but if you look closely at the screen, you'll quickly notice this is not GTA Online. I just did this thing again. This is Project Homecoming, which is a 5M server. 5M being a multiplayer version of GTA 5 story mode without the story mode characters. You've probably heard of 5M. If you don't know what it is, just Google it. It's pretty cool, pretty handy. Tons of different servers. And this one is Project Homecoming, which is, we're on their testing server. And they're primarily, well, they are a racing based server. So that's why you see people testing on there. They're actually testing different racetracks and cars and things like that. We use it to come in here and drive up and down the mountain, which apparently when we recorded this video, we got in someone's way who was testing. Yeah, but I like the Executioner. I've seen it in some of Bruffy's random hauls. It comes up every once in a while. Big, massive SUV with wee-woo lights, you know, so it's clearly a police vehicle. It even has the big radio console and light console and all that in between the front seats, so you can't really see it. I don't think in any of these shots, honestly. But it does really well off-road. In fact, it has so much power that a few times I get myself in trouble with the front wheels spinning in addition to the rear wheels. You'll see just a few times that I'm just kind of like suddenly going off course because I just underestimated how much power it had, and because of that I wound up with understeer or all four wheels just spinning in the dirt. It was a lot of fun to drive though. I had a great time with it. I was very surprised at how quickly it got up the mountain. It just goes. I mean, it just goes, and it's pretty impressive. It makes me wish we had something like this in GTA Online. Maybe, who knows? Maybe. By the way, there's a little pop-up there on the screen right now. Talking about Vainglorious Gaming merch. I won't talk about it very much, but there are Will It Off-Road themed t-shirts. I think it's just t-shirts available. There's some other stuff too, but mainly t-shirts and hoodies. Some of them feature some vehicles jumping off the top of the mountain. One features the actual course traced in an outline, and then there's a silhouette of the mountain as well, and they all have Will It Off-Road written on them. Very cool t-shirts. Go check them out, and help support the channel while you're at it, and score yourself a really cool t-shirt or hoodie. But making that final climb, and we are up 2 minutes 44 seconds. Will It Off-Road? Yeah. Yes, it will. I mean, that was really good. If this were in GTA, I assume it would be in the SUVs class. And if that were the case, it would be third. And SUV is right behind the Rebel GTS by 4 seconds. So no slouch whatsoever. However, I had a bit of an issue going back down. And yeah, the length of this thing proved to be a problem right here. I am just perfectly high-centered there for a second. So I don't know why I was trying to just go forward when it has the grip and the power to go back and then back up. I mean, it's not really an issue. A lot of wheel spin, but yeah, see, it goes right back up. So the control descent definitely taking a little bit longer than it should have, and then I'm trying to avoid hobo and running over boulders. It wasn't hobo's fault, it was my fault. I just overcompensated for where he was. Speaking of hobo and Sven and everyone else that's in the video, you can watch an ad-free, unedited version of this very video that features, instead of my voiceover, all of the conversation we were having in Discord, including all the shenanigans and things we got up to, by becoming a channel supporter. You can do so one of three ways, either by becoming a member right here on YouTube, which I think starts for as little as $1.99 a month, which I would really appreciate because I would love to have more YouTube members. You get perks on YouTube such as member-only stickers and emotes for comments, as well as early access or access to some special supporters-only videos, and just cool stuff that you can use in the weekly Vainglorious community live streams on Saturday afternoons in chat that recognize how long you've been a member, as well as some stickers and stuff that you can use. Sorry, that was my phone. I just got a text message at 12:30 at night. The second way you can become a channel supporter is through making a monthly pledge at patreon.com/vainglorious. You can do that for as little as a month, and maybe it'll help me to buy some better brakes for the Executioner because I had way too much speed and could not stop, and my goodness. This is what we call in the industry a premature damage descent, friends, because that was quite the tumble. I didn't even bother going trying to find the trail. I just went this way. And the third way that you can become a channel supporter is by being a Twitch subscriber. Whether you pay for that subscription, use your Twitch Prime, or even if you are gifted a subscription, all of those will put you in that channel supporter category. And then on the Vainglorious Discord server, there's a Vainglorious supporters section. That is where I post the links to the behind the scenes videos. So yeah, fun times. 3 minutes, 3 seconds for our controlled descent. We're going to take this big behemoth back to the top of Mount Chiliad and, you know, as is the custom, fling it off and, you know, just see what happens. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Or it'll just roll and everybody else will get ahead. One of those things will happen. But hey, I'm sure things will happen that you can use in Will It Off-Road Bingo. There is a link in the description down below. Click on that. It'll take you to a web page, and then just click on Generate a New Card. And then click or tap on the things that happen in the video as you play. And if you get a bingo, then tell us about it in the comments down below. And come tell us about it on the Vainglorious Discord server. We would love to have you with us. And if you play GTA Online on PC, you can even join in recording a lot of the community videos. I believe this is going to be the final Will It Off-Road for a little while. It seemed like there was pretty big excitement over the Project Homecoming version of Will It Off-Road, but the views haven't really been there. The first one did okay. But the rest of them have been, you know, kind of disappointing. And that's fine. If it's not what people want to watch, I'll just make something else. But we're going to probably put Will It Off-Road back on a break unless I can be talked out of it. And then we'll bring it back either when one of two things happens. One, if we get a DLC in GTA Online. Or two, if Hobo gets the hell out of my way. No, or two, the DLC or when snow comes to GTA. Because each year when it snows, we always record just as many vehicles as we can. We disregard trying to record in just daylight. And we just cram in a ton of vehicles in one weekend. Usually 6 to 10, sometimes even 12, depending on what my schedule looks like. You know, it's fun. But yeah, so Will It Off-Road, going on break for just a little while. But it'll be back. It always comes back. It's been around for 6 years. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's hard to believe I'm coming up on 7 years in my YouTube career. But we are down 2 minutes. 13 seconds, almost 14. Let's take a look at the damage. Oh, hello, Shren. All of the windows are gone. Most of the lights are gone. The front doors are missing. The remaining doors and the hood will not close. And the wheels are bent. And if you take a close look, a hobo got stuck on top of a wood pile. Yep. There's our support vehicles from the front. And again from the rear. And that brings us to our next vehicle. The Karin negative Kuruma. If you're saying, wait, what's negative about it? I cannot properly explain how this works. But in GTA Online, there is an off-road traction loss value. 0 means there is no off-road traction loss. And then everything above that means you lose some, which slows down the car, makes it, it just slows it down. And I think it also makes it a little less grippy. Well, you're going to see what a negative off-road traction loss does. In the dirt, it actually boosts it to one side. It'll let the tires overspin. In fact, during the damage descent, it does something really funny. But yeah, there. So see, if I hit like the dirt off to the side of the trail, I just lose all grip. The tires, it definitely like launches you in a direction. There's also a very negative Kuruma, which is practically undrivable. What's really interesting is once I get up this first bit here, it just seems like a regular Karuma. Like, the only time I have to worry is if I veer off the trail itself and actually hit, some of the stuff to the sides. But as long as I stay on the trail, it just feels like driving a normal Kuruma. So something about this trail isn't truly marked as off-road in the game. It must be marked as like a dirt road or something. I don't know. Again, like I said, I can't really explain it. I had not the one that, digs into the handling files and understands the way all of that back-end data works to inform how a car is going to handle. I get the big picture of it, but the actual nuance and detail, it's a little out of my league. I'm sure I could study up on it and really understand it, but meh, why bother? On a 6-year-old game, though, I'm sure it'll still be a thing when GTA 6 comes out in 2079. But yeah, so you can tell, like, up here, higher up the mountain, not really having all that much trouble other than just some driver error. Occasionally, maybe a little bit of wheel spin if a wheel hops off into the grass somewhere. Other than that, it's moving along fine and getting a fairly decent time. So I was expecting this to be just absolutely impossible to get up the mountain. Like, I really expected either a DNF or like some 20-minute time because it just kept shooting off to one side of the trail and falling back down the mountain or something, but no. Now here on this climb, I do have, you can see the front wheels especially really started spinning. I had to be very careful about how much gas I gave it to not spin the wheels. But we are up 3 minutes almost flat, so will it off-road? Indeed. It definitely will. And it really, in the areas where the negative off-road traction loss comes into play, all you really have to do is just kind of feather the throttle. Well, there's somebody I see maybe I think it's Donkey. We just recorded this video, the day before yesterday? No, yesterday. You would think, well, not yesterday for you, but when I'm recording this voiceover, it's just yesterday. So you would think I would be able to remember what happened yesterday. Alas, that is not within the scope of possibility for Brendan BTYB. Oh, hello, little car. He is now tumbling down the side of the mountain. He just went screaming over my head. Almost sounded like a little miniature TIE fighter. Going back down, pretty much the same story. In fact, probably a little bit easier because I don't have to worry about wheel spin. Because most of the time going down the mountain, it's just little bursts of the accelerator with a lot of braking. You've got gravity wanting to pull you down naturally. So you don't really have to do a whole lot with the accelerator. Oof. Yeah, oof in the bottom left corner. Oof. And so this control descent, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Just a matter of, stay down the grass. And that's really all I have to worry about. And even over here on these far sides, I don't know, something about the mountain is a different type of off-road than other off-road sections of the game. Because once we get down lower, it'll kick back in. It's really, I don't know, it's interesting. I dig it. And yeah, there we go. that was partly that off-road traction loss, partly me not quite lining up the jump. It was me not lining up the jump, and then of course the off-road traction loss did not help me, did not do me any favors there. Now down here, I'm intentionally not going super quick because I know if I spin my wheels, I'm not going to have control of the car. You can see it just a little bit back there that it wanted to start spinning around on me. And that's really all it seems to be in this car, is just modulating the throttle to avoid that wheel spin anytime there's a wheel off-road. So not too bad. Simply on Project Homecoming. There you go. Now the very negative Kuruma, that's a whole different story. And I don't know. It has a huge negative bullet off-road loss, from what I understand. But we're down 2 minutes, 30 seconds, almost 31 really. And we're going to go back to the top where Donkey's on top. Check out what happens. Yeah, this is some sort of off-road material. The wheels overspun and all 4 of them popped. And that was just like I let off the brake and they instantly popped. Nobody shot them. Nothing like that happened. It's just, it's like when you do a burnout in GTA if you without bulletproof tires. If you do that burnout for too long, you'll eventually pop your tire. Well, they all popped instantly the second I let off the brake on that wooden ramp. So something about that wooden ramp is ultra off-road or something. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't understand it. By the way, the negative Kuruma was 4th in the memes category from Project Homecoming. Surprisingly, when you compare it to the regular Karuma, not the armored, but the regular Kuruma, it is only 5.6 seconds slower than just the regular, normal GTA Online Kuruma. So, not too shabby for it being a meme vehicle. However, the lack of tires is definitely making the damage descent a pretty big challenge here. A lot of work going into this, just to try to even get the car moving when I stop. And then when I am moving, yeah, every time I get bumped, I just spin. Every time I bump into something, I just spin. Oh, this took off my door. It definitely was rough going to get it down. I mean, we're getting down quick because, I mean, you're falling down a mountain. It's kind of hard to do that in slow motion. But it's still, it was difficult to do. Here, I'm just trying to feather the throttle to keep it going in a straight line, but eventually you're running into problems with that because you have to turn, and there's no tires to give you any grip to execute that turn. So, yeah, it was definitely something else. But I had tested the negative Kuruma just to see how it does, to see if this is even going to be feasible, and had the same thing happen at the top with the tires popping. And just died laughing when it happened. So I was really excited that it happened again for the recording an actual video, because I don't know, it's just a weird thing to have happen. But we are down in 2 minutes, 24 seconds, can't stop. So let's take a look at the damage on the negative Kuruma. Most of the windows and lights are gone. The hood, front bumper, left front fender, and left front door, all gone. Doors won't close. It does have quite a bit of body damage, actually. There are bent wheels, and in the first time in the history of Bullet Off-Road on the damage screen, we list popped tires. Let's take a look at our support vehicles. Donkey perched up on somebody's hood. And that's our front shot. There they are from the rear. It looks like everybody had a pretty disastrous run. But that is going to do it, most likely, for Bullet Off-Road until we either get snow or another DLC for GTA Online. We will be back, though, next Monday with something else from the community. I don't know what yet. That's, for me, 2 weeks from today. For you, it's just a week away. But hey, I hope you've enjoyed it. We've done a month of Bullet Off-Road on Project Homecoming, and it has been a lot of fun. But until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.